Computer. Hello.
Okay, can I have the screen up just in case I have to put the camera on? No.
Okay. Okay, and welcome to Uncover Your Blind Spot. Today, I'll be doing some readings to help you figure out what's been in your way. So, one area, not all areas. So, maybe it's an area where you haven't been thriving for years, perhaps in your health. Perhaps your foot hurts and keeps on hurting. Perhaps you're single and you can't seem to find your way out of that. Perhaps your income keeps on not growing. Something perennial that has been in your way. So the way this works is you'll say, "Hey, what's up with blah, blah, blah?" Maybe a sentence. I don't need a whole story. Please spare me your story. It just gets in my way for the most part. Okay. Um, People who are drawn to the type of work I do have been generally wrestling with something for years, have gone to therapy, maybe seen a shaman, an energy practitioner, gone to a guru. And yet, although some things have changed with therapy and energy work and exercise, this one place doesn't seem to resolve. And that's usually because there's a samskara, a deeply held wound from lifetime to lifetime entwining you. And like I said, those stuff is great until it doesn't work with this. Okay. And that's what drew me to this work. How do you resolve what seems unresolvable? How do you change what seems unchangeable? Some people refer to my work as miraculous. It can be, for sure, but not all the time. Um, so today, we identify what's in your blind spot. Okay. So think about when you're driving, you have a blind spot, you can't see it. We identify it, how it's been playing havoc, what your suffering's about. Today is not about transforming that area. That's not what we're doing. We're not transforming what's in the blind spot. That's for session work because you don't want to be watching me do sessions on somebody else. You really don't. I can't imagine you do. So today we identify what's up with this. And then if you want to continue with me, then you sign up for a blind spot session. Is that clear? Thumbs up if it's clear. Thumbs up. Okay. So again, please focus on the person speaking, okay? From inside your body, not from outside your body. We are the product, as I was saying before, of attention that we receive. The more positive attention, the more we get to unfold. Okay? The more negative attention, the less likely we unfold in a beautiful way. Right? Just general things. So please focus on the person that's speaking. Okay? Don't do your thing. You want to write notes about you? Great, awesome, right? But you could always rewatch the video once it's on YouTube, right? So give us your attention, give us your love, right?
Yes,
How
yes.
I work, okay? Here's how I work. You talk. I am in my space. I am connected to my God, my guides. From that space, I hear what you're saying. I see where in the body it is. I focus that area in my body and I start beaming out through my congruence out to you. That's how it works. You have an insight. It's very simple. But it requires some attention. So let's see. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Any questions before we go? Nope. All right. Mary C., you're welcome to keep your camera off. It's just easier for me to read if you're on camera, but I want to respect your privacy. All righty. So I'm assuming, does everyone have a question? Raise your hand if you have a question you want me to look at. Maybe there's somebody here who just wants to watch and just hang out. Okay, so Ellen, you're the only one with a question. Mona, you don't have a question? Oh, Ruth.
About us? Yeah, sure. I just meant before, I thought you meant before we
Oh,
started.
excuse me. I
Okay,
apologize.
sorry.
Mary has a question. Perfect. And Ruth has, everyone has a question. All right. There were 20 people signed up. I guess maybe they want to watch it. I don't know. Okay. Whether I do this again depends on how this goes for me. right? Whether it makes sense for me to keep doing these things. So if you like my work, please patronize, right? Please support me, right? I have my own bills. Cool. All right. Questions before we go? Not your question, but questions about how this works. Nada? All right. You're going to bring your attention 3 fingers below your belly button in the middle of you. This is your still point, your hara, your dantian. By bringing your attention into your still point, your hara, your dantian, your attention's in your body, energy follows attention, energy will come to your body. Most people keep their attention in front of them and in their third eye, which is going to result in more neuroses, more anxiety, more depression, more insomnia, more rashes, more digestive issues. Okay? Because this is overly filled with energy. We are a thinking culture. We reward thinking. But spiritual work, spiritual energy is not meant to go through your mind. It's too much and it results in health challenges. Okay? So bring your attention down and in. 3 fingers below your belly button and in the middle of you. Close your eyes. Imagine there's an eyeball. 3 fingers below your belly button in the middle of you. I call this the green eye. And you could say, green eye.
Green eye.
There you go. God, Lord, all that is, all that's ever been, all that's ever mattered and truly existed. Thank you for my life. Thank you for the good life for these young people. You're all young. Only allow me to do, become in such a way as it contributes to my well-being. Atanaho, Yahweh, my Lord God, my Maker, Hathor, the Horn God, Yahshua, Shiva. There we go. I call forward my awakened holy ancestors. I call forward my guides, my angels. I call forward my animal totems, my skull. I call forward Santa Morta and Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, that which is and has always been, that which hath without cause, without consequence. There we go. Setting up. Stay in your body, 3 fingers below your belly button in the middle of you. You'll feel a container around you, an energetic structure. This is going to make learning easier. There you go. When you feel that, give me a thumbs up. Mona gives me a thumbs. Ruth gives me a thumbs. Ellen gives me a thumbs. Mary gives me a thumbs up. Great. This is our energetic structure. Okay. It is held by the beings that I've asked to be here. It makes learning easier for you. All right. So you're going to ask your question, Colby. I want to know about X, Y, and Z. Not a whole lot of story. The more specific you can be, however, as opposed to saying my health, say your big toe. Okay, and if I need to ask a question, I will. Give the person the attention. That'll help a whole lot. Okay. If you want to take notes, watch the video later. Okay. Let's all just be together. We have, as a society, become so self-involved, right? And so much of spirituality, the problem with, anyway, that's a whole other conversation. All right. So Mona's got her hands up. Mona, what is your question?
My question is about funding my startup company.
What's your startup company?
It's focused on restructuring the capital markets, the financial markets. So of course, money is an issue, and funding has been an issue.
All right, stay where you are. It's fine.
Yeah,
And what's the name of your company?
Radavision,
Radavision?
Radavision, radical visionary,
Ah,
a radical vision. Yeah,
all right. So be in your space, think about Radavision, and you want to know what's in the way of you funding this.
correct.
You don't want to fund it. That's the problem. You don't want this. You don't want this. Your spirit is like, I don't want this. What are you talking about? You're showing me like a hot air balloon and you feel like you're too on the ground. This is bringing you two on the ground, and there's this big hot air balloon, and you're like, look, Colby, I want to be in the hot air balloon in the basket floating. That's what you want.
Mm,
You don't want this, how you've envisaged ratavision, or however you say that.
yeah.
Seems like rat, R-A-T, not great, but ratavision. So you want to be in a hot air balloon. I
Well,
assume it means,
we're thinking of changing the name to Pitch Planet, but
well, the problem is that you want a sense of freedom and riding in a balloon.
okay.
Do you agree with what I'm saying?
Yes,
All right.
I
You're,
like the angelic realm more than the human realm for sure, but my goal is to bring more of the, you know,
no, it is not.
higher consciousness into the physical money world.
Okay, so lend Mona your
Okay.
attention and notice Mona is fighting what I'm saying. Do you notice that? Yeah, you notice it, right? Mona wants what she wants because Mona thinks she has to want this and has to make this work for her survival, for her impact. It's not really what she wants. It's what she's trained herself to want.
Okay.
Do you understand, Mona?
I see that, yes.
Do you feel the welling up in your chest now? The sadness. Ellen feels it for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling a pressure, and I don't know that I'm feeling sadness in its purest form. But yes, it's definitely there. I felt it at other times.
Right.
And I'm trying to find the joy in the now, and that's been my biggest struggle of recent days.
You don't want what you've convinced yourself you want, Mona.
Okay.
Can you say that? I don't want what I've convinced myself to want.
I don't want what I've convinced myself to want.
Notice what's happening. And like I
Yeah,
said, and please continue.
I'm feeling more present.
Mhm.
So what do I want?
That would be for session. Right
Okay.
now, I'm pointing out what's in your blind spot.
Okay.
And what's in your blind spot is you've convinced yourself to want something that you don't want.
Okay.
You haven't really thought about, you're like, okay, how do I make these things work
Hmm.
that I have, the skills, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. It's not really what you want. We got to open your mind and give you permission that it's okay to want something that's not in your life or not within reach. You got to open your possibility. That's where your work is.
Okay.
Hold on. Let that settle in. There's something that can happen if you let it, because right now you're collapsing. Ruth, come back. Mary, pay attention. There's the awareness, and then there's the bat of this sucks. I don't know my way out. And that just further messes with us.
Hmm.
Wouldn't it be great if you gave yourself permission to want what you want? Wouldn't that be spectacular? Wow. Who would you be? In theater, they call it playing an ending. If you know you're going to die in act five, let's just say, and you're in act two, you start to act as if you're going to die in act six or whatever it is. You start to predict your death, even though you're acting. You're you're playing an ending. Okay. Any questions about clarity?
Well, I mean, you just opened up a whole bunch of doors, and so I feel very unclear. I hear what you said. I'm feeling it. Now, how the hell do I get myself out of this? So that's for a session. That's what I heard. So,
Today is spotting what's in your blind spot. session is unwinding it. And what's
Okay.
in the blind spot is I don't give myself permission to want what I want. That's what's in your blind spot.
I'm not sure I know what I want. I thought I knew what I wanted,
I
but
understand.
I'm hearing from you that
Well, don't
I'm
take
in this.
don't
Yeah.
don't take my word for it. I'm just a psychic, right? I tend to be right about these things, but don't take,
Well, there's a lot in the practicality of, what I want, what I thought I want,
yeah, it's
that
very
is my
practical.
life's mission that I don't enjoy.
Mhm.
There's a lot in the daily work that, all the legal and financial stuff, it's not joyful for me. So yes, I'd rather be in the hot air balloon,
Yeah.
and creating the vision and the creativity and the products. That part I love. And helping people and creating wealth access, and fixing structural systems. I love that part, but the daily grind of, having to think through everything that can possibly go wrong, that part is not joyful for me. So I don't enjoy that part, but I've definitely, developed skills like you mentioned. And it's not fun. So yeah, I have a lot of resistance around that.
Yep. And maybe it's possible to be in a hot air balloon. Maybe this is not it.
Well, I'm also
It is.
thinking that with the funding, then I can hire people to do a lot of the
Mona,
things.
you're
Yeah.
trying to resolve a spiritual issue on the third plane. You're trying to move
Okay.
around chess pieces. I'm telling you, your challenge, what's in your blind spot, is giving yourself permission to have what you want. If you want to work with that, great.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Ellie, let's go.
Now I think the pieces are coming together. I'm understanding more how that fits what you're saying. Okay. Got it.
And if you want to do more work on that, give yourself permission
Okay.
to have what you want. I
Okay.
love what I do. There's very little I don't love. Look, I don't like doing the accounting, but it's what 10 months, 10 minutes a month. It's not a big deal,
I
right?
just spent a year, like hundreds of hours with an assistant hired, doing a lot of that. And I finished. Today I finished
Mona,
the
stop,
last. Yeah.
stop. I gotta move on, but stop.
Okay.
Here you are. I'm setting spiritual space. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm spiritual. I've got the spiritual problem. Now you're trying to hammer it out in the world. And you
Yeah.
tried to hammer it out in the world, and it's not working.
Okay.
I'm giving you another option. And you're like, but I want to hammer. I'm like, you don't need to hammer, sweetheart. Okay. Ellen, ask your question.
Oh, wonderful. Thank
I know,
you.
it's exciting.
It is. Mine's health. Specifically, I have been dealing with an extremely bloated belly for the last 6+ years. Starts out almost normal when I get up, or not quite, but just grows like a beach ball's being pumped up. By late afternoon, evening, every night, I look 8 months pregnant. I
Mm.
wear baggy shirts to hide it, was very uncomfortable, and I have been to countless doctors, healers,
God bless you. I hear you, sister.
and
And
supplements in my kitchen,
oh,
all over my
so
kitchen.
exciting. All right, Ellen, just
So,
hold on a second. Let me just do my thing.
okay.
What's up with, think about your bloated belly, Ellen. Hold on. Oh, that's very interesting, Ellen. That's very interesting. Thank you very much for that. This is, I was like, oh, it's got to be with her second or third chakra. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has
Uh,
to do with, will life support you? It,
ah,
it's below the ground. It's below the Earth star. It's about not the Earth will support you, but will life itself? Will life support me? Will life support me? And that's the issue. It's like, fuck, life, pardon me, life will not support me. Or I'm scared that life will not support me. Fuck. And it's very interesting because, I think about distended stomachs. I think about people in Africa who are starving, right? It's kind of that
mhm.
similar look, right? Like, and you'd think
Yeah, that's
they have a lot of food. They don't. It's
yeah.
part of starvation, right? So I think this is a holdover from kind of like a past life there, if you would, whatever. But your issue is that You don't believe, it's in your blind spot, because you don't believe life will support you, which I know because I could see it registers that you're like, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, or true for you. And so, do you have any questions about that?
Okay. Yeah. Well, very, very, very true. I was told I had 2 years to live back in 2002 from scleroderma. Anyway, fast forward, all kinds of healing, huge, huge miraculous healings. But just recently, I mean, just recently, even since I signed up with you, I started feeling like I was much more, for the first time in 67 years, starting to really feel aligned, not just saying I'm aligned with my higher self. And I started feeling more safe. I realized I have not felt safe in this body or in this world for 67 years. And so, exactly that. I haven't felt supported. I've been trying so hard to stay alive,
Right.
and it's exhausting.
It is exhausting. It is.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
if you stop, if you're in the ocean and you're scared and you're treading, you swam, now you're treading water. Because if you're treading water, there's fear there. It's practical.
Mhm.
But what if you let go? And when I say that, you're like, I want that as a personality, but as an energetic being, you're like, fuck no, because I don't trust that life will support me.
That's so true.
So if
Because
you,
every time I start feeling better, things all of a sudden look like, wow, okay, I made progress. The other shoe drops. Some other thing happens. It's always a physical challenge. Like, come
right,
on.
right,
Come
right,
on.
because the
Yeah.
personality is like, it's not safe. It's not
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the work to do
Okay.
is to help you
Okay.
to know that life supports you.
Yes.
Okay? All right, let's
Yes.
move in.
Thank you.
Oh, my
Thank you.
absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you.
I'm glad you
Thank
got that. That's awesome.
you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
So, who would like to go next? Ruth, Mary? We're cooking through. Oh, Mary, Ruth's going. She got the jump on you, Mary.
No
Here I
worries.
am. Um, my issue is that I have no idea who the guides are that I work with. Um, I I know I have them all around me. I don't perceive them. I don't hear them. I don't see them. And there's times it's very frustrating. So
When is it
that's my
frustrating
question.
for you? When is it frustrating? Give me an example, specific, not general,
A
please.
specific example.
Yes.
Well, whenever I do meditation or stuff, I don't have visions. I
No, no,
don't
Ruth,
know what
Ruth, Ruth,
happens.
listen to my question. Ruth, listen to my
Okay.
question. I have to look at something very specific, like pulling a thread out of a carpet. Think of a particular time so I can see it. If you speak in generalities, I see in generalities. I need something specific to give you something accurate. Last week when I was meditating. Okay, great. Now I can find that.
Okay, so when I meditate with a particular group,
What
I
particular
tend
group?
okay, when I meditate with the net of light, I don't see things. I tend to feel like I fall asleep, and I am not aware at all of guides or guidance that I'm given. I
What makes you
don't
think they're
perceive
given?
it.
I understand. So you're saying I have guides. I believe I do.
Yes,
And sense them, and so I don't get their information.
I'm not aware of getting information. I have a strong intuition, but I'm not aware of.
Ruth, why do you want this? This is great stuff. Thank you, Kat. Why do you want this?
Yeah,
Come on, Ruth.
I feel like there's something wrong with me that I don't know information. I hear so many people with their lovely stories about the subtle beings or the guides or the colleagues they work with, and I don't have a clue. And it's very frustrating.
All right. So I know a lot of people because this is my work, right? Oh, I got Cleopatra here. I got I got Hans Christian Andersen. Can you get a guide here to tell me where I left my keys? Can you please, if you got like, can you get the owner of IKEA to tell me how to put this fucking bookshelf together? right? So, my friend, you want to know that there are guides. Hold on to your hat. You don't want to feel alone. That's what's in your blind spot. I'm alone, and I'm alone because I'm not enough, I'm unworthy, something along those lines.
Yeah, I've been working on those issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Okay.
And if you're working over the top of I'm alone, I want guides to prove that I'm not alone. Guides will not show themselves because you won't have to work on the issue of I'm alone. You will band-aid it. For instance, if I'm seeing a young lady, who I just saw, who wants to be married, and I ask her, why do you want to be married? She says, because I want to be in love. And I say, no, it's because you want to be validated. She's like, well, yes, because my father told me I was crazy my whole life. And if I brought somebody home, therefore I would be valid. That's why it's not happening. Because if he does show up, you will not have to deal with not feeling valid. You will not have to heal that. You will bypass it. And if you're on a spiritual journey, you set yourself on the course to know you're whole. The reason the guides don't show is we've got to get to under I'm alone. And because I'm alone, X or Y. The issue is not what's in the way mechanically, energetically of seeing your guides. The issue is helping you to feel either alone is not a non-issue or getting under where that came from. Do you understand?
Okay.
Now, to give you a sense of this, watch Ruth. Say I,
I,
Ruth.
Ruth,
Call forward.
fall
Call
forward,
forward. Call forward.
go forward,
Call. Call
call
forward. FOY.
forward
My healing team.
my healing team.
Now do that from inside your three fingers, inside your belly. I, Ruth.
I, Ruth,
Call
call
forward.
forward my healing team.
Now,
Now,
here they come. You feel that? Hold on. Feel that, Ruth. I'm helping. There you go. Feel the container around you. Hands on her shoulders. There you go. Hands on her back. That's them. Lean back into them. Feel their weight supporting you. There you go. Feel that? Now, if you want more, you address this I'm alone thing, and I'm always alone. You don't try to remedy it by getting guides to prove to you that you're not alone. It doesn't work that way. You get to I'm alone and it doesn't matter, or I'm not really alone. I've always had whatever it is. I don't know what the solution is. I'd have to go into session with you. But that's how this resolves. That's how you get choice.
okay. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Mary, you're it, my friend.
Hi, Colby. Mine is long-term illness, like 35 years worth.
Congratulations, you're outdoing all of us.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, just chuck it
You
out. I don't want
win.
to.
You win. You win.
No, I don't. It started off with viral problems, which became post-viral. Since then, I've had a brain tumor that was 20 years old when it was found. I've now got arthritis in my right hip, and I've currently got a bacterial infection, which is affecting my lungs. And obviously, it's painful because of the arthritis. I am just fed up with feeling like sick and tired and exhausted.
Mary,
Yes, my darling.
my sweet. Look, Mary, what I want to tell you is you've done nothing wrong. This is not a punishment. Okay? What did I say, Mary?
Not a punishment.
Not a punishment. You did nothing wrong.
It's a challenge, but it's not a punishment.
You have a very bright light, Mary. Anyone with a bright light has also a very large shadow. I have a bright light. You have a bright light. All of us have bright light. That means we have a lot of darkness as well.
Okay.
So when someone says light workers, they deny the other half,
The
3/4.
shadow half.
They bypass it, and then it erupts in weird ways. Mary, a long time ago, you set out and you said, hey, I want to know what life really is. Something along those lines. I want to know God. Something along those lines. And God or your higher self said, okay, how do I help Mary get this? How do I do that? Not by sending her on cruises, not by giving her $1 million fortune. That's not going to work for her. She's going to suffer with illness. So Mary can know unconditional joy. You are trying to know joy beyond circumstance. And one of the best teachers is our bodies. Because you cannot escape pain and
What's
discomfort
going on?
really easily, right? You can take your Tylenol or your pills, whatever it is. But
Yep.
like I said, you are working through your shadow. And what you're trying to do is, how do
That's it.
you feel well when I don't feel well? How do I feel well when I don't feel well? I have aches and pains.
Yep.
How do I bring myself into a state of well-being, even though my body is like hating me or seeming to hate me? You are working on unconditional joy.
Okay.
That's what's in your blind spot. It's not about trying to fix your body. It is about, it's about, so what? And if you can get yourself there, Mary, some of these physical issues will fall apart, fall out, because they've accomplished what they're there to accomplish. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The
They've accomplished in
scaffolding,
pissing me off, which is understandable.
right. It's totally understandable that you're pissed off, frustrated, and jealous and envious of people whose health is not a non-issue, and you're trying so hard and you're doing everything you can, and still you're this sort of resolves, and then this fucking thing starts happening. It's like, fuck,
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. I seem to
fuck.
get on top of one thing and then something else comes in.
Right. And you're like, it doesn't make sense.
Correct.
This is the God aspect of the great mystery. We don't know how God, the divine, whatever that is, works. And
Yeah.
instead of fighting it and trying to control it as you or anyone would,
Yep.
how do I be happy anyway? How do I find joy anyway?
I've got a wicked sense of humor,
You
even
are,
despite all of this.
that's great. So the thing that's in your blind spot is it's not to be resolved, attacked, battled.
Okay.
It is to be like, okay, I'm doing what I can. And I take my vitamins, I take my supplements, I go to my practitioners, whatever the case may be. And
Yep.
I could feel well, even though I don't feel well. Even though this is difficult, I don't need to make it even harder with a shitty attitude. That's what you're working on. Now, I know there are a lot of healers and therapists and shaman and coaches. Come with your issue, I'll resolve it lickety split. And you
Yep.
all would not be here if that, because I'm sure you've tried it, that has not worked for perennial challenges. It might work for other such shit, but it doesn't
Yeah.
work for stuff that's entrenched because there's a karmic path, a doorway to your evolution This is the door to your evolution, Mary. This is the door to your evolution, Ellen. This is the door to your evolution, Mona. This is the door to your evolution, Ruth. That's why it's perennial.
Okay.
Instead of trying to fix it, you look in your blind spot. What is it that I'm not seeing? How do I transform that? Do you understand, Mary?
Yeah, sort of. I understand that it is what it is, and obviously I've been battling and battling and battling with it. So how do I transition from the fight to looking at what I do instead?
It's, as a great teacher of mine would say, it's not what you do that brings you into a greater enlightenment. It's stopping doing what you're doing that's keeping you from enlightenment. I'll repeat that. It's
Thanks.
not doing something else that'll get you to a greater state of enlightenment. It's not. It's about stopping doing what you're doing that's keeping enlightenment from awakening you. So the key here is what's in your blind spot is a refusal to be joyous when things are difficult. How to resolve that? That's session work, because I can't go that deep into it. I have to tune just into you. And then we have to look at, wow, I really give myself an excuse to be shitty or be difficult or be in a bad mood when I ache. Of course you do. I don't blame you. But because you carry so much light, you said when you came in, Mary, maybe a little arrogantly, maybe a little, you're like, fuck, I can do it. Fuck, give me a challenge. I want to, this time, this lifetime, I'm going to fucking go all the way.
That sounds too accurate.
I go all the way. And like, well, it's going to be uncomfortable. Ah, I'll be fine. I'll get through. You'll see. You'll see. And now you're at the end of that. You're at the other side of that. Look, Mary, let's put it this way. All of you, let's say I'm wrong. I'm completely out of my skull. Even if I'm wrong, this will benefit you in monstrous ways. Okay? If you're interested in doing a deep dive, I'm going to send you all a promotional, like, normally sessions are $250. This call within 24 hours, you sign up, it's $175. It is to US dollars. It is to transform what's in your blind spot. So you'll have a choice where there was no choice, so that something becomes possible that was not possible. So you can clearly see it and make a choice in the moment. So the reflex to keep doing what you're doing loosens and you reorganize. Now, does that happen in a session? It's possible. Is it going to happen in? Definitely, I have no idea. I'm not in charge of your consciousness. But it would be a start to start loosening what's got a grip on you. Any questions about that? Oh, it's 60 minutes over Zoom, 175, buy within 24 hours. Questions, concerns, thoughts, comments, compliments, always nice.
It's great to kind of get an idea of why and what. And obviously the resistance that I put up by trying to fix it isn't helpful. The irony to some of what you just said was before I was sick and like growing up and being fit enough to work and do all the things that I did, I always saw myself as Wonder Woman. It didn't matter what it was, I could find a way to do it.
Sure.
So now I've got plenty of things to find a way to do it, which is where I've been for all these years with this health crisis.
Right. If you are
revolving health crisis.
So that's a very interesting paradigm, Mary. If you are a superhero, then somebody has to be a victim.
Ah.
And now you're on the other side of that. If I am a healer and I could be a hero, which I basically, I fell into for a few years, paid a big price. That means you're counting on me to heal you. It's an imbalance of power. That means you now are subservient to my energy, which is contrary to healing. If you hold that you're Wonder Woman, and God bless, you are. But we got to take the cape off, Mary. Got to get out of the invisible plane, put down the golden lasso.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mary. Any other?
Thank you.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure.
you, Colby.
My absolute pleasure. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns? Helen seems to. Oh, go ahead, Mona. You were.
I, I have a thought because I'm struggling with mine. I love what you've said to all of the women, and I see that, and I feel a lot of love and compassion around all of that. I'm
Wonderful.
I'm struggling with mine. And what has come up just while I'm not even thinking about it, but as you've been doing, is this sense of duty. And maybe I'm thinking this sense of duty is part of what's blocking me. And I am going to sign up for a session right away. So as soon as you can get me in, I'd like to continue the conversation. Um, but I'm I'm wondering
What is
if
your question? What?
so
Well,
the question is, the fact that I don't want to be here, I don't want to be doing this, right? And you see me in the hot air balloon, and that's where I'd rather be. And so I'm wondering if I'm being here more out of a sense of duty and denying maybe a bigger purpose. Because I feel like this is my life's purpose. This is my karmic duty, is the equitable distribution of wealth. And I love giving, in a humanitarian way. So I see this as my humanitarian opportunity, which should be very joyful for me because that's what I love more than anything else is improving people's lives. I'm just, I'm not like, I don't have your capability of your healing. I do my healing through the companies that I've created.
notice if you're. So, what are you? What's your question to me?
So the question is a sense of duty part of my blind spot? Is it part of what's creating my
So,
blind
as
spot?
you speak, Mona,
Okay.
about duty and about doing this and da da, do you have a sense of uplift or do you have a sense of driving?
Oh, definitely driving is a big part of me. Yeah.
There's your answer.
Okay. So uplift versus driving.
Look,
Okay.
Mona, you're. Uh, none of us are failures. None of us are dead or in prison. Okay. Not that those people are, I don't want to say somebody in prison is a failures, but we're doing something. Let me rewind that. So I don't want someone to feel that way. You have accomplished.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's amazing things you've done. But in this area, you are stymied, you are blocked. And
Mhm.
the normal way of being in the world is not working here.
Mhm.
Your normal way is driving.
Yes.
Effort.
Yes.
More effort, not going to resolve this.
Correct.
Because it hasn't.
Correct.
So anything that feels like your lead, that is not going to help you through this, in
Mhm.
my opinion.
I agree.
Because if it did, it woulda. Just like Mary. Mary is probably not going to find some magical practitioner to resolve this. And she's looked at them, she's done her homework. She's talked to people. Now, if Mary, I'm just switching over, if Mary got to unconditional joy, perhaps then the practitioner might show up. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is anyone on a spiritual journey. Look, anyone who came to me and said, Colby, I want to be on a spiritual path, I'd say, hold on, slow down. Life is harder. Yeah, but I read about power of attraction and you can have what you want. Yes, all of that works until it doesn't. It does work until it doesn't. Because when you're on a spiritual path, you are saying, help me to disidentify with who I am. Help me to be detached. Help me to know love. Help me to know joy. Whatever it is, everyone has that little karmic influence or goddess part. You're put into a different lane than people who are not on a spiritual path. You're moving faster. And if you're moving faster and you hit a roadblock, you feel it. as opposed to a country road and you hit something.
Mhm.
I damage your bumper, it doesn't throw you off. You put yourself on a spiritual path. This is the result of your intention. Life is not working against you, any of you. Life is working for you to evolve you into who you said you wanted to be. It is not with perennial challenges. Let me believe my way into this. Let me think positively. If that would have worked, it would have worked by now.
Yeah.
It is you using this to evolve you. Your challenge is your doorway, your threshold to your evolution. Did I answer your question sort of, kind of, Mona?
Yeah, very, very much so. And there's more to unfold when we do our session together. So I'm
Excellent.
excited for that. Thank you.
My pleasure. Ellen, do you have your hand up? Did you have another question?
It was honestly a comment. I just wanted to say thank you so much, but to obviously to you, but to the other beautiful women on this call. I got something huge from each one of those little quick sessions that I could 100% relate to. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for it was really quite fantastic. Thank you.
Any other questions or thoughts before I let you all go? Okay. I will send you out an email with the offer, 24 hours. Please let people know about my work, people in your lives that are suffering from perennial challenges. And I'd love to be of assistance to you and those you care about. All right. Please let go of me because you don't want this. You don't want this. Okay? Please let go. And I'll let go of you. And know that if you're challenged, this is sent by you, by your God, to help you evolve. This is no mistake here. This is it. This is the door to your evolution. If you can accept it, not fight it, not grab the door, try to pull it open. Right?
That's what I've been doing.
Or I will hang out. I accept this. I'm not going to try to change it. I'm going to be aware of it and allow it so that it melts. You trying to kill it, change it, is only going to make it a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Okay? I hope I see you each on my schedule.
Thank you.
Pleasure's mine.
Bye-bye.
In call.